get your feelings hurt. Read this.
Hi.
Oh.
Hey.
Hey.
What episode
What's
is
up,
this?
guys?
41?
Are we on 41 now?
41?
41.
Looks right. Looks right.
Checks out.
Yeah. Hey, this is Short Film Roundup, the show where three cursed filmmakers review your submitted short films.
What makes us cursed? Because we're inside of a void.
Well,
Yeah, we've been placed here by an evil, horrible demon.
that's what you think.
On Halloween, no less.
Yeah.
It's not really a curse.
Well,
it's a matter of point of view, right?
Yeah,
It's
shut
a
up,
curse.
Taylor.
It's not really.
Stop curse.
You've been kissing the butt of that red freak for too long.
Well, you guys just don't know him. You just don't know him. If you got to know him, you'd understand.
Taylor.
Like, you
He
what?
ripped us from our families and put us here because we hated his horrible movie.
Are you saying that you don't care about, like, you're saying you care about your families more than reviewing short films?
Yeah.
So, by way of announcements, we have an award show coming up. On January 1st, we will be announcing our award winners for our first year of Short Film Roundup.
Yes,
Very
sir.
exciting news.
I am very excited about that. I'm sure I'm excited about it more than these guys are because they're obviously not loyal to Payman and Short Film
Hey,
Roundup.
I'm just, I'm more loyal to, like, my wife.
And I will never understand that.
Okay, so today...
We have a movie to review today.
we do, yeah.
Would you like me to read you the
Please,
link?
go ahead.
https://
Cool.
Excellent.
Okay, so this is Doorkeep by Jake Bench. That's
Did it
cool.
autofill?
It did, yeah. Yeah.
Was it?
Doorkeep is the name of the film. The link
what do they
is in
do?
the description.
Yeah. Gotta go watch it.
You need to watch it and come back. And when you do that, we hope you will also write your review of this film. What
Down
did you
below.
think of it? Let us know.
We want to know. And
wanna
also, by the end of this video, if you disagree with everything we said, let us know.
Do it again.
Yeah, like
You can comment actually anytime.
Yeah.
yeah,
whatever
you can.
want.
Yeah,
There's no designated time.
And we have no ego or feelings.
We have zero feelings.
I don't
Just
care.
be brutal.
Yeah.
Because we're brutal.
Yeah.
I don't
Might as
hold
well be
nothing
brutal
back.
We can
to
take
us,
it.
yeah.
When I hate a filmmaker, I tell them to their face,
Like you personally.
because of your art, I hate you.
Yeah, like
As a
you're
person.
As a
like
human being.
everyone else is worse off because of it. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
You have made us dumber by making us see that.
With that in mind, let's
Anyway.
watch this next film. No, I'm kidding.
What? Sorry.
Sex
Sorry.
film?
This next film?
Oh, that's what I heard
I
too.
heard
I
sex
was like,
film. No, I'm like, are we
we're doing porn
I
now?
thought that was later, D, but okay.
This was weird.
Brought to you by Short Film Roundup.
Let's go.
Are you back? Are we back?
Hey, I think we're back.
We're back.
Hey, welcome back.
How's it that we instantly transport from here to the theater and then from the theater to back here?
Hey, magic.
Theater?
You can't question. Just don't question it. Have faith.
What theater?
The theater. Okay, so Taylor, is it your turn?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy.
Tell me what you thought of Doorkeep.
I really liked this movie.
Cool. All right, so we'll see you guys later.
I
Remember,
thought,
you can comment and
I thought I heard something.
I did
out there.
too.
Yeah, so
I
I was
heard
like,
it too.
I heard the door open and I was like,
The door's locked, right?
door's locked. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, then we're good.
What do you think about this movie?
I loved this movie, actually. I really liked it a lot. I even loved the noise, except for the shot where it's like the reverse of the
When
bartender.
you say noise, you're saying
The visual grainy.
Well, did you see how they worked it into the title reveal?
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. I love this. That shot's weird.
that's the only weird
Yeah.
shot to me too.
That shot's weird.
That felt very much like a soap opera shot.
Yeah. But I
I love
love
soap operas.
the dialogue. I love their back and forth. And I love all the push-ins, except there's a little bit of a critique about the push-ins. When we get to this close-up of him right here, he's talking and he has his monologue, which is really good. I love it. And we just push in and push in. It's great. But we keep cutting back to the bartender and it kind of resets the dolly, which is, it doesn't feel very good. And also, I was thinking about execution a little bit. When we're pushing in like this, we should only ever cut back to the bartender when he has something like really heavy to say, when he has something very substantial to say. But we cut back to him a couple times when the bartender just says like, "Oh yeah."
I could tell, you know, on her face, she looked incomplete.
Guess nothing lasts forever.
Yeah.
Right.
And it breaks the moment,
It
really,
does.
with the push in.
Yeah, because it's such a intimate thing.
Yeah.
But you're just going very slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. That's something I didn't even think about. Yeah, you could just keep it on there while he just talks.
Yeah.
Just says, "Oh yeah."
Which they even did a couple times. You had his lines off screen. Should have done that every time, unless it was a long
Unless it was
piece of
something-
dialogue
yeah.
that he had to say.
Yeah. This could have been done in 2 shots.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting.
Which is really cool.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I love the 2 actors. I love the location. I felt this was well directed. I thought it was well written. The number one thing I have to say about this, though, is that the last film we reviewed, the problems we were having with it was that it was neither. Are you okay?
I'm opening a can of worms. Did you want something?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The last film that we reviewed was
I'm on edge.
neither a like tone film or a character film, but tried to be something in the middle and didn't succeed. This film succeeded very well in being both a character piece and a tone piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that awesome?
Like
Yeah.
both worlds, both of those areas were satisfied in me, where I
Yeah.
was just like, I just kind of want to live in this movie for
Yeah.
a while. This is rad, you
Yeah.
know? And there was a story. It was a small story.
Yeah.
It was a simple story. There was an arc, but the arc was tiny. It was a tiny arc, right? And that made what otherwise would have just been sort of a tonal, kind of weird film grounded, actually.
Yeah. It's actually kind of the perfect kind of tone short film, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because what we talk about as arc all the times with stories is someone with a goal, challenges, equal conflict equals story, right? What we have here is just a guy who's reminiscing about a difficult kind of decision that he maybe should have done. And that's it.
Yeah. Well, I think he was more just kind of showing. The incident he describes is more, to me, it was illustrating that he has lived a long time and feels like for nothing, like there's not meaning in his life, was what the anecdote about the woman on the train with the dog was helping to illustrate, was that his life didn't have a lot of meaning. And the door represented a chance to find some meaning.
Now, this is something I'm a little challenged with in films, is creating the space to infer. I feel like this film did a lot of that. Created a ton of space, mental space, for people to go and project their own ideas onto what they saw, because not a lot of things were shown here, and that is probably the only thing. If there's a problem with this, that would be the problem that I have with it, is that it feels symbolic, you know. It feels very much like the director is saying, think about this, you know. And that's fine if you want to do that kind of stuff. Tone poems are great for film, and that's the reason why this has both of those things in it, tone poems and character piece. And you can read more into it if you want to. What I feel was shown, I don't think had a ton of content behind it.
Okay, so the door part could be viewed as purely symbolism.
Yeah.
Or literal. I mean,
I was going to say, he's just out in the parking lot after that.
I mean, it could be, yeah. But I feel like what they did in the dialogue scene at the bar was near expert level for exposition in a way that is thorough but not on the nose.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that, the information they're trying to get across is that this is a guy who's depressed and is really questioning if his life has had any meaning.
Yeah.
A bad storyteller sends a guy to the bar who tells the bartender, I'm feeling depressed and I feel like my life just has no meaning.
That definitely.
But instead,
Yeah.
he tells this story about the woman and the dog, and we all feel it with him.
It's when they go from that on that I had the problem with.
Yeah.
Because that first part, the whole dialogue part, masterful, like you said.
Yeah.
Because it says everything about him.
The guy with the stopwatch and the hat,
the guy who came
when he
in,
comes
paid
in,
money.
from that point on,
Yeah.
it does feel much more like allegory
Yeah.
after that.
Yeah. And
Which doesn't bother me in the slightest.
it
but I know it
bothers
bothers
me.
you.
It bothers me in the way that it feels like it was left open intentionally. Like there was no real point behind it. And maybe there was. I don't know, and I won't know. But like if I were a filmmaker who was making this film, I could see myself saying, okay, so then he goes to the door and then he enters it, and then the guy comes back and he tries scrubbing a stain, and the stain's not scrubbing off. And because of that, maybe there's something in my head, maybe there's something to be read into it, but it'll never be clear. It'll just be whatever you infer. And that does bother me a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, that again, that's something that just doesn't bother
fine.
me at all. Yeah.
It's fine.
I like the mystery. Like, I want to heap praise on the music of this film.
Music was really good.
I think is one of the best scores we've had on the show.
Yeah.
And where it was super consistent the whole way through. And I actually think that score makes the atmosphere of the film. Like without that score, it wouldn't have been as good of a movie, I don't think.
I would agree.
At least in terms of pure tone.
Yeah.
And this movie, like, that seeing the guy come and sit down and pay and then leave is what like elevated it to me for being like even better and liking it even more, because if it like doubled down on this weird otherworldly zone, it's like this movie takes place in another world, you know.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it feels like to me.
That's what it felt like in the beginning.
It felt like that
Yeah.
from the first beat.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Like this is, and just how dramatic the bartender was.
Yeah.
Like the
Right.
bartender's like super intense.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like, where are we?
Yeah.
Like this is not a normal bartender.
Had it played out where he just goes home afterwards, that would have been way less interesting.
Yeah.
The bartender would have been like, that's bad acting and that's just weird. But the fact that it went over the top after that, it went to like this like door that who knows where it leads.
He doesn't even know where it goes.
Yes, that's awesome. That's great, and that makes the whole thing like feel that much more.
I'm gonna read into it, and I think that the door is this chance of like going to another life or having another opportunity of changing up your life, having meaning in your life. Walking through the door and all that is a positive thing, and not being able to remove the stain was like saying that it was all futile. Like life is inherently meaningless and you can't change it.
That life was futile?
Yeah, it's meaningless.
See,
That even if you go and have an opportunity to find a meaning, you're still gonna die. That's just off the top of my head.
the way
I'm just thinking about it.
I
Just
looked
thinking
at
about
it
Sure.
was that the morality piece is really more centered around the bartender than around the
that's
guy with the
interesting.
cup, because the people coming into the place are looking for something that they're missing and going out the other end still trying to find it. He takes them and says, yeah, here's where you go. I've never gone through there.
Yeah.
Why has he never gone through there?
Yeah.
He's not looking for some. He walks back to the bar and just goes back to work. He's going to scrub off the stain off of the top of the counter, because he's just living now, right?
If I had to guess what this was about, the first thing that came to mind while I was watching it was that this is some otherworldly thing, that it isn't real life, that this guy has probably already died, and that the barkeep, being the doorkeep also, is basically the person who passes you on to the afterlife.
Oh, that could be.
Yeah,
I like that.
He's like a gatekeeper.
And that would
This
make
guy
the money irrelevant, like you said.
died on the train
Yeah, there you go.
that day.
Yeah. See, and then there's parallels with the dog being dead. And the thing is, you could. This is what bothers me about it, is that we could. It's what makes great art, and also what makes bad
Kind of makes
design.
it more fun to me.
Yeah, no, it does. It does. It makes it more fun. It makes it more. What's the word? More complex to try to tear apart. Is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, to try to take it from the viewer's perspective and say, okay, let's see what the author or what the artist was trying to do. That part doesn't work when it comes to serendipity like this. When you're leaving something open for interpretation, you can't have the interpreter come backwards and be like, okay, well, I understand what you were doing from the beginning, because they weren't there. And that's what bothers me about all art. Is that?
Well, I really like the works of J.R. Tolkien. I read them regularly, maybe once a year, go through it. And the battery's dying. We gonna make it?
I have to leave the room.
Tolkien.
How did that happen?
Tolkien.
Talking?
Tolkien. Okay. And when I read those books, to me it's like a spiritual experience. Like there's layers upon layers of profound meaning that speak to my soul, right? But if I were to ask J.R. Tolkien himself about that, he would have laughed in my face.
Sure.
He tells people all the time that he hates allegory, he hates symbolism, and if he had any intent behind writing it at all, it was just to make a book that people might have some joy in reading on a weekend. Like that was all he put into it himself.
Yeah.
But there was enough ambiguity there, enough space for inference that I'm able to experience it even deeper than he intended.
Yeah, and that's I think what.
But it's because it allowed for the space.
Yeah,
I don't think you can find that kind of space. Say if you were reading like the Twilight Saga.
Right. No, I mean, it's not a negative thing. It bothers me from, I guess, a design perspective, probably, and only from a film that doesn't capture me entirely. This did capture me quite a bit because I really liked what they were doing in the first place with the whole dialogue piece. I really liked that. When it left open to interpretation after that. In a very obvious way, where they're saying, well, the money's no important, and the door leads where you want it to, and now I'm scrubbing a stain. All that stuff being open to interpretation. I had a point here. I forgot what it was. When I see a film like Sherlock Holmes, which doesn't have a whole lot of open to interpretation kind of stuff.
Do you mean the Robert Downey Jr. version?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I can infer a lot of it because a lot of it connects with me at a mental level. When I'm watching the film, I get so involved in what's happening visually that I start inferring things about characters and stuff like that. Same thing with Blade Runner 2049. It's something that I can just enter myself into the world and infer a lot of stuff, and it makes the film rise above the rest. When a film doesn't connect with me completely, I think that's where the space gets annoying, because the space is there and now I'm staring at the space as opposed to building bridges along with
you have to be compelled to build the bridges.
Yeah.
If you're not compelled to build the bridges, then it's just
if
annoying,
something else grabbed
right?
me. If something else grabbed me, then otherwise the gaps are just annoying.
Yeah. Okay. So then for you have a pretty high. You need a lot given not a lot left closed, but like you need a lot to compel you to want to build the bridge.
I needed
right?
to agree on to run parallel with my tastes.
Yeah,
is what it needs to happen.
Oh, okay.
So this one didn't completely do that, and that's why I'm staring at the gap.
That's interesting. I think that's valid.
Mm-hmm.
Before, not so much.
Now, yes.
Now, yes.
Gonna give you a pass.
Interesting that I just swayed your thoughts of my argument using my words and definitions.
Swayed
I wouldn't go there.
No.
Wouldn't go there.
Interesting that I leathered your opinions.
We'll agree to disagree.
Interesting that I silked. Can I say other kinds of material?
Do one more.
Suede,
One more.
denim,
One more.
felt.
All right.
I felt.
Vinyl.
Cashmere.
I cashmere your
Cashmere.
opinions.
So what else do we have to say about this film? Should we jump to questions then?
I love this film. Good job. You did it. Well done.
Good job. You did it.
Those aren't questions.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
You did it. My first question is, from the onset of production, were you intending a grainy look or noisy look in your footage? Was that something you purposefully sought out? And if so, why?
Because aesthetic.
Yeah, I just didn't feel like it lent to the aesthetic. It kind of felt like it distracted to me. Yeah.
I liked your noise choice, if it was a choice.
Here's the thing.
If it wasn't, then I didn't like
Yeah,
it.
if it wasn't, I don't like
So
it.
here's the thing. Listen up.
More things?
Well,
Well, go.
If
Wait, I
you're
thought we were into
going-
questions.
Yeah.
if you're going for, I want the grainy look,
Yeah.
right? If you want the grainy look that has that sort of filmy, grainy look,
Sure.
Film grain permeates everything. All your layers of visual in the image, but noise created by low light ends up being like in the background, right? So we have the main characters that are lit better are crisp, whereas the background is noise, which feels more to me like a accident, like a camera that couldn't quite keep up with
Right.
the low light.
Right.
That's the only reason I say that.
What if he was going for the noise look?
The noise in the background look, but not on your character's look.
Yeah.
And then here's my next question, and this may be totally far-fetched, but if you did not intend the noisy footage, did you then make your cool stylized noise title reveal?
Dude, that's what I would've
kind
done.
of smooth it out?
That's what I would have done.
Because that's what I would have
Yeah,
done too.
That's kind of that'd be smart.
To make
Yeah.
it look intentional.
Yeah.
that's it.
I have a theory that's probably what happened. I like that. That's great.
Which is cool.
That
I
is
think
cool.
that's a great way to solve the problem. And honestly, it didn't detract enough for me to dislike the movie. I really like this movie.
Yeah.
I want to know what your intent was behind this, because I'm not sure what like genre this even is. Like, it's kind of surreal. It's kind of drama.
I'd say surreal.
Yeah, it's pretty surreal. But I just want to know what your idea was behind it. Or like I want to make this thing with the characters, and it's in like this weird world.
Do you know what's behind the door?
Yeah, you don't have to tell us, but you can if you want.
Yeah. Tell us if you're willing to.
Please tell us, please.
But what I really
don't-
want to know is
I
just
don't care.
do you I do care if he knows. That's interesting to me.
Yeah, it's not to me. I'm sorry.
Just, you know what? Go feed your dogs.
Go feed my dogs.
Hey, wait, we're not done here.
Oh.
Come back.
I'd feed
It's
my dogs.
that's like a figure of speech here in the void.
Go feed your dogs.
Yeah, it's like take a hike, you know, or f off.
There's some times that people choose to be dicks. This is one of those times for me. I'm just choosing to be a dick. Dick.
Did you ask your questions?
No, I don't have any questions. If there was any questions, it would be what inspired you to do this film. But that's pretty much it. Ooh, look at that. Taylor is no longer available.
Tell me
What?
about the actors you found, and did
They're
you?
good.
Because they're fantastic.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering what your casting process was like. Because casting is an area where short filmmakers tend to not put enough effort.
Yeah. That's my question. I claimed that question.
That was my
That's my question now.
Dick.
Okay. Well, thank you
Thank
so
you
much
so
for
much.
sending this. It was awesome. Thank you. Thank you. We loved it. And thank you.
We want to see more if you got it. I would love to watch more of your movies.
I want to see more of your films.
If you're not the guy who made this movie, you can submit your own short film.
If
but-
you're the guy who made this movie, you can't submit.
yeah, please send
One
us
only.
more.
All
Actually,
live lifetime.
we do more. We
Yeah.
do more than one.
Yes.
We can take anyone
Yeah.
we want.
So whether you made this film
Or
or
not.
didn't, send us your film.
Yes.
Link in the
review it here.
description.
We have to.
Google form, fill it out, send it.
Boom.
Support the
Our
cause.
Lord
Support the
Payman
cause.
Support Payman.
will make us
Don't
do it
support
anyway.
Payman.
Support Payman.
Don't
Keep us in the
support
void
Payman.
as long as possible.
No, I don't want to be in the void anymore. I want to go feed my dogs.
Well,
Payman sucks.
I know we've had our disagreements about Payman recently.
Yeah.
And I want to just let you guys know that I am worried about you, both of you. I'm very worried about your loyalty to
When
short
did
form roundup,
loyalty
Payman.
become? Wait.
He-
Payman does not.
He
no.
imprisoned us.
Well, I-
Payman doesn't run the show. We run the show. Our loyalty isn't broken. It's.
Oh no.
We don't trust Payman.
No, it's okay, guys. I'm just saying that I am very worried about your guys' loyalty to Payman. But that's not exactly the point. I'm saying we can set aside our differences and keep the show going. It's okay that you guys are a little bit behind on, what Payman's up to. I know you guys are kind of like, you have to have a pretty high IQ to follow some of his films. But I believe in you guys. You'll be able to get there. And so I don't want to let our wedge here tear apart short form roundup,
I'm triggered.
It's okay, guys. Oh God. So I'm just saying we can keep going. It's fine.
You've been watching Short Film Roundup. Hail Payman.
That's right. Hail Payman.
No, don't help
Hail
Payman.
Payman.